5? Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah. Oh, here we are. I can see myself. That's great. So, hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Every one of you to Meet the Streamer, our bi weekly show where we interview guests, streamers, Borderlands streamers from the community. And would you believe it? It's episode 10. This is a milestone. This is huge. People have actually endured 10 episodes of this. They actually did, and I'm impressed, I'm grateful, and I'm very happy. Not only because of the 10 episodes, but also I'm very happy to announce one of our guests today, which is the one and only Asher. Hi, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Grumpy?
Awesome. Couldn't feel better.
Yeah, and our second guest today is TweetyExpert. Hello and welcome. Nice to have you here
Hello.
today.
Good to be here.
Okay, and I'm gonna start with the first question. So, about the hottest topic in Borderlands community, which is upcoming DLC. So, I wanna ask you guys, what are you most excited about upcoming DLC?
Go ahead, Tweety.
I'm just excited to see. Like, I'm not okay. I know it's gonna be a lot, but I'm not a raid boss type of person. I know most people are. Like, that's kind of what the consensus of Borderlands community is like. We want raid bosses and everything like that. But I want to see what the vault cards like really do and what we can get from it. Bring the replay value with actually needing to do other content to get a whole bunch of other gear. I'm excited for that mostly.
Yeah, same. I like through Borderlands 2, I spent 7 years playing that game and never touched a raid boss once. So I'll try it. Obviously I'll do it. I'm excited to give it a shot. But the vault cards with the dailies and the weeklies and stuff like that, I'm looking forward to seeing what that's going to be like. And I know everyone hates it, but I kind of want to see where they go with Ava, with the murder mysteries and stuff. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Too much Ava hate.
there is way too much Ava hate.
There's way too much.
Okay, I mean, I agree with you. I'm not a raid boss person either. I also look forward to those cards and want to see what they'll bring. So my next question to you guys will be, like, we're here playing Borderlands, you guys being absolute experts in it, but my question is, what was your first video game that you can remember? Yeah, harder question. Let's go.
Gosh.
I got mine, Tweety.
You go for it.
Okay. The first video game I ever played that I remember anyway, was Commander Keen Goodbye Galaxy on my dad's PC when I can't remember how old I was, maybe 6 or 7, something like that, somewhere. My dad's a PC guy, so we always had PCs growing up, and it'd be Commander Keen.
I think I'm still quite young, and then the only thing I can remember, like the earliest thing, we had like a little, not even, I think it was barely licensed, like something that's super janky, and it was like this weird handheld Tetris game that I had. It's the jankiest thing ever, and this thing would not stop, like, you know, the Tetris song, thing would not stop, and it would not turn off for hours on end, and it would keep going. It was the most annoying thing. That was the earliest I can remember video games, kind of.
Wow. Some of those actually go very far back. Like, geez, you guys are
Yeah.
old.
I
Wow.
mean, yeah, I am.
Whew. Yeah, I mean, going a little bit forward in time now, I would be interested to know what or maybe even who inspired you to begin with streaming. Like, who or what gave you this nudge?
So I got on Twitch due to one of my, I watched a lot of Minecraft back in the day when it was a long time ago. And one of those YouTubers went to Twitch, and I didn't know what Twitch was. So I came over to Twitch. I'm like, this is kind of cool. And then like just started like looking around and stuff like that. And I don't know what, like, I just watched a lot of people, no one specifically. And I just got the urge to want to start streaming. And I literally, like, the first time I actually committed fully to streaming is like I made all of my artwork, like all the graphic stuff, like I made a schedule, an actual schedule for weeks on end. I made all my panels, all my graphic stuff, all my overlays, and then I started streaming. Like that was the start of the streaming. I went hard at it at the beginning. And I didn't have like anyone really that I was looking up to necessarily, because I was kind of just watching all around. But that's how I started streaming.
I didn't even find out about Twitch until I started poking around for Borderlands 3 stuff about a month after the game came out. I mean, I knew what it was, obviously, but I didn't even really mess around with it that much. And obviously through poking around for, Borderlands advice and whatnot, I came across Killer 6, and that was more or less the end of it. I went, okay, that looks pretty sweet. So I had a little less high tech beginning. I streamed directly off of the PlayStation 4 until like maybe June of last year or something. I didn't even have a PC. May of last year. That's what it was. Yeah, it was May of last year. Got a PC, got a capture card, and went that route. But yeah, I mean, it was mostly looking up to folks like Killer 6. Me and Triple G became real good friends. He's helped me out a lot, kind of working through things and whatnot. And then through there, just kind of met everyone else. So
He's all right.
he's
He's all right.
I tolerate him. I tolerate him. from time
Tolerate
to
is a
time.
good word. That's
Definitely.
Definitely, yeah, we can all agree. But awesome, like it's nice to see how like each one comes from like a different angle, from different perspective. Like one preparing like everything before even starting, the other one not even knowing that it existed until like almost the very last moment. It's kind of cool how like to see what like brings us all to the same like end result, being a streamer. And yeah, tacking onto that, I would like to know, might be a difficult question, but where do you guys ideally want your content creation careers to be, like, let's say 5 years from now? Like, what do you plan for the future?
Big questions today.
Asher, you can start that one.
Oh, good Lord. 5 years from now, I mean, I would like to. It's pretty simple. I would like it to be a full-time income. I mean, I already do it full-time now. Thankfully, because of the life situation that me and my wife are in, I'm able to do it full-time. But I would like to really look at it as this is my job. This is what I do. I get to wake up and do something I love. So yeah, I mean, that's just kind of continue going down the path I'm going now. I'd like it to branch out more. Obviously, I don't really want to I play other games besides just Borderlands, so I'd like to see it move past Twitch as well into YouTube, TikTok, a lot of the other platforms out there. So we'll see. I'm making steps to get it there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just I guess the simple answer would be have it be in a position where it can be a viable full-time job, really.
Yeah, no, about the same about that. Like right now, so I'm in college right now, studying computer engineering. That's kind of what the full-time
That's a nice
stuff.
subject.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I don't know what I want to do after that fact, but I know I love streaming and I don't want to give it up and stuff like that. So continue it somewhere. If it's full-time or part-time, it will definitely still be included in, like, for what I know of. Like, I like, it keeps me sane, streaming. It's amazing, like, we all know. And want to continue it, keep building a community to the point where, like, I could play whatever and the community would still be there. Mostly that's what they're doing already now, but, I mean, just building it up even bigger and creating even better relationships with so many other like streamers and meeting people.
Yeah, you got an awesome community, Tweety. Your people are
They are something.
fantastic.
They
No, they're
sure are.
great.
Definitely.
Same for you, Asher. Like every time I'm checking your stream and lurking, and the community is super like welcoming, and always having fun there. And for Tweety as well, we could see that lately. But let's go into the Borderlands subject for a bit. So my first question to you be like, what is your most funny, memorable death you experienced in the game? Like one thing that is so memorable your chat reminds to you every single stream, for example.
Well, one of my mods is in my chat. Is in chat.
Shout out or call out?
No, that's a call out for him for that one. I don't know. There's so many. Tweety, do you have one right off the top of your head?
I die so many times that there's nothing that's so memorable, really, that sticks out necessarily. I mean, I almost had a one life that almost died. I caught a ledge. That was a tweet that blew up on Twitter.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was the time. That's as close to like as memorable and somewhat death related as possible that I can think of right now.
Okay, I got a good one.
Oh.
Mhm.
And there's it's not really a death, but I'm going to count it as a death. So the day Guardian Takedown came out and the scaling was all out of whack. I was playing it on PS4 that day or back then. And we had the stability issues on PS4 are horrific. Especially when running full, like, insanely ridiculous endgame builds. We've had PS4s totally shut themselves off because the system can't handle whatever was going on in the game. And so we're running Guardian Takedown. We stop at the vending machine right before Anathema. And I said, okay, everyone wait here. I got to run upstairs and use the restroom real quick. So I go upstairs, come back downstairs, and my PS4 is blue screen. So,
Oh no.
and
Oh.
there's a clip of it. There's a clip of it on my channel, but everyone's sitting there like, does he know? Oh my God, he doesn't know. He doesn't know yet. He has no idea. Okay. So I came in, I just sat down in front of my camera and just very calmly took a couple deep breaths. And the guys I was playing with were like, "You all right? Hey, buddy, everything okay?" Because it was probably the sixth or seventh time the game had crashed.
Oh no.
So, and again, it was just that PS4 being old.
So just death by blue screen, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question I have for you guys. We have two very fun endgame. Endgame can be like middle of the game, but things that we'll always come back to, which is takedowns and arms race. So if you could design a new map for takedown or for arms race, it could be like new location or new theme or new like main enemy in them. What would you want to see in the game?
I don't know. I'm not really one to like create the like worlds and stuff. I would love to just. This is why I love video games. Is they just import you into this world, and you are just then surrounded by all this new stuff that you deal with. I'm not really one to like, oh, I can think to do this and this of making it better, because I would love to see everyone's imagination and like what they create, because they're better adept to it, and they can do all of that. I don't really think of what I could create, like what I would make differently. Not sure.
I don't know. As far as takedowns, I don't know. They've done. I really like Malawan, and Guardian has grown on me. Since it's been out. But like arms race maps, I would really like to see one on Promethea with lots of big futuristic buildings and have a little more. I mean, the current arms race map is already pretty vertical, but make it even more vertical. Like have like serious buildings that you can get on top of and stuff.
Something like Electricity, for example.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's so much. I mean, you can go down into the subway, and then you can get all the way on top of some of those bigger buildings. Electric City itself, actually, if you just stripped out most of the stuff, that would make a great arms race map just right off the bat. So something like that, I think that'd be pretty. Yeah, I think that'd be pretd sweet. I think that'd be all right.
I'd play that.
Yeah, I would play that a lot.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we like a few people before have already mentioned like electricity, and when you think about it, like it really feels like just like a takedown just at a much smaller scale, and it would really be a shame if they wouldn't actually pick up on that, if Gearbox would actually say, nah, no takedowns in any cool skyscraper cities. No, we're not doing that. More nature for you guys. But talking about Borderlands, and before we jump into the favorites, I was wondering who your guys' actually least favorite character in the series is, and of course why. Like there has to be this one character that just it gets on your nerves.
Yeah.
Borderlands 2, Scarlet, Herbert the pervert. I hate him. Get him out of here. I'm glad he went out with a bang.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good answer, actually.
Gone. Glad he's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Herbert was pretty bad. Yeah.
I can agree.
I don't know. Yeah, that's from.
I replayed this DLC like a week ago, and I agree. Definitely.
Yeah, he's rough.
Get him out.
Also, his mission is kind of like,
Yeah.
it's like you have just to run in circles like twice.
Yeah, you're not wrong. In 3, I don't know. I don't think I really have a least favorite. I know everyone's gonna say Ava and blah blah blah, but it's at this point in time, I've played through the story enough to where she just doesn't get on. Honestly, talking to Lilith gets on my nerves worse than Ava.
I agree. I totally agree.
So yeah, probably Herbert. Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you there, Tweety.
Yeah, there's that weird part of Borderlands hate where people are like either hate Ava or usually Pickle. I don't understand. I'm playing TPS for the first like full time, like going around and stuff now, and I just encountered Pickle, and I don't see the hate there either. I'm very confused by it. Just people hate because they're like, not a fan.
Yeah, like my general take is that these people do not hate the characters; they just hate teenagers, and they like Tiny Tina
Yeah.
because like remember when Borderlands 2 came out? Like what was it? 2000? Was it 13? I think it
Sounds
was
about
13
right.
or was it 9? I'm kind of bad with numbers here, but like it was definitely during the time of like Rage comics and random equals funny, and Tina just she fit right in there, which is I guess what people liked her. Like I personally can't stand up like 16 playthroughs of the story in Borderlands 2, but hey, as I said, I just think people don't like teenagers. And Herbert.
I mean, we have like the subject every single episode because Ava is typical teenager, very typical teenager, with typical teenager angst, and I mean those kids are annoying. Let's be honest. So she's done perfectly well to do what she was supposed to do, but the question is if she fits the story. And I mean, I hope we're gonna give her some chance in DLC 6 to show something more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
And following up, like because we had like a character from Borderlands 2 here, I was wondering like in terms of skill trees, this is gonna be a little bit more difficult, but do you guys like how the skill trees are designed now in relation in terms of like previous games? Like do you like the new skill trees more than the old ones, or are there anything you're missing? Maybe also like what was like your favorite part of like the old or new skill trees? So like this is all about skill trees right now.
It's hard to say, cause like I put a lot of hours in Borderlands 2, not as much as most, but I mean, like I love melee type skill trees and stuff. So Zero and Krieg, I loved so much. But then when you go to Borderlands 3, it's a little bit different in terms of how they treat melee, and like it's more of using guns more so than like melee damage instead of actually smacking enemies and stuff, which is what I really liked about Borderlands 2. But it's also different. Like I feel like melee would even work a little bit better for Borderlands 3 in terms of like even just smacking enemies, because of like it's weird. Borderlands 1 had enemies that were super far away, sniping was super easy. Borderlands 2 is that middle ground of where enemies were close and they were also far away depending if where you placed yourself. And Borderlands 3, they're just up in your face constantly. So I miss being able to like go around and smack all of them. Amara's okay for it. She's not bad, but I'm still missing out on like being able to melee everything a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like blades and stuff.
I don't know. There, I mean, all three games, well, four, including the pre-sequel, they all kind of do their own things. So, I mean, I like all of them for what they are. I don't really miss anything. Okay, I take that back. The only thing I miss is the weapon proficiencies from Borderlands 1. I miss those badly. I wish those were still a thing. But other than that, I mean, I think for each game, the skill trees are all good for what they are. So there's a few things that could be better, like Tweety was saying, being able to do a pure, smack kind of melee build instead of being like, let's throw in a face puncher and fire my melee damage across the what? I mean, cool, I'll do it. It's fun. Like it's
still fun,
it's still fun. But it's like, but I just wanted to hit him in the face. I didn't want to shoot him with this. So, yeah, other than that, they're good. They're good for what they are.
All right.
Yeah, like, do you guys think that we'll ever come close again to what Krieg is/was in terms of like how he felt like melee?
It would be so tough to get close to, like, he was my favorite overall. Like, it's so different compared to like all the different Vault Hunters like we've experienced and what you kind of think of for melee. Like, you don't think of someone smacking people with buzz axes and chucking them across the whole world. Stuff like that. I don't know how you would get something that's close without just being a replica of like him.
Well,
I love Krieg. Krieg's my favorite.
We can tell by your notifications.
So, yeah. So nah, there's no replicating Krieg, man. I mean, if you tried to do that on another character, all you would do is just be copying.
Yep.
I don't think there's any way you could replicate what he does.
Well, staying in like the subject of trees, I have a question for you, Asher, because you are the Flak main and you play Flak the most. So there's a question about one thing that all Flak mains hate because they're getting bullied for it, which is purple tree for Flak. So don't look at me like this. I have to ask those questions. So please tell me, what do you think about Purple Tree? And if you could change something about Purple Tree that you think would improve it and make it more playable, what would that be?
I would like to see... I mean, Quag's gone over this a million times, which is the only reason why I even knew any of it was broken in the first place, was by listening to Quag go over every single little thing that's broken in Purple Tree, and I can't even remember half of it. So, I mean, honestly, if it works fine if you're playing like normal mode. Like if you're doing a new playthrough with Purple Tree, it works great. Use it. It's fun. Where the issue comes in is the end game stuff. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to. So, fix all that. Give me a reason to use the commandlet, stuff like that. I mean, it needs to be fixed. That's it. So I don't have anything against Purple Tree. I mean, Grumpy, I certainly would not give you a hard time for ever using it. But so yeah, I think
Thank you.
Fix
It means a lot to me.
Just fix the stuff that's wrong with it. That's it.
Yeah,
I was kind of bummed. I was kind of bummed because the other Purple Trees in DLC 5 are really good. like really, really good. And then we got Flack, who looks good on the surface. When you read through everything, you're like, oh, and then you start digging in a little bit deeper and you're like, nah, it's all broken. None of it works.
And Flack is still good
Like,
without this tree, let's be honest.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't need it.
Okay, and Tweety, I have a question for you because we are currently on Twitch celebrating the month of women's, and you got recently featured in the Twitch front page, and thanks to that, you got to almost over 50,000 viewers during your stream. So we would like to ask you, how did it feel when you got featured? You got so many people in. How did it feel for you as a streamer to get to this point?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, so it was put on the front page for 2 hours, and then it like kind of just like steadily went up in viewership and stuff as more people like went on the front page, and it then hit max of, I think it was 30,500 or something like that. We were playing Borderlands 3, and there was a lot of people that didn't know what the game was in general for Borderlands. Or it's been a while since I've watched any like Borderlands content and stuff like that. So it was interesting to see the people that like needed to experience Borderlands again or kind of forgot. And there was a lot of people that actually picked up the game afterwards because they were reminded of it. I was just doing arms race because I was just finishing up my hunt list afterwards because after the hunt actual official time, I finished up the entire rest of the hunt eventually. But there was a lot of people like just meeting a whole bunch of people that didn't know what Borderlands was and being featured where chat was just scrolling on by. It was very hard to read, but it was really cool to get up to 30,000. Not many people can say they got up to 30,000, even though it was all featured and stuff, and it was kind of crazy. It was actually insane. My poor mods had field day.
Oh, come on now. Bad Karma's one of your mods, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had field day. Yeah.
Everyone was in good hands if he was hanging.
They did a great job.
Yeah, shout out to all the mods that helping on stream, every streamer
Shout out
there.
to the
Just
mods,
in general, mods in general deserve
Yeah.
a lot of love.
Absolutely.
I mean, Pirig and I were patting ourselves on the shoulder here a little bit with this, but yeah, shout out to the mods. They're great. Especially
Just
those
don't
on
get
the
enough
Discord.
love. Streamers wouldn't be able to do what we do without them. It really wouldn't.
And the whole $0 we make every month is worth it.
It's worth it.
But you know, I was wondering, you know, like we talked about like the past before and Borderlands, people not knowing Borderlands. I was wondering, how did you guys get into Borderlands? Like the time when how did you get to become people that know now what Borderlands is?
I got into Borderlands in a very strange manner that most people don't. I came from Tales from the Borderlands.
Wow.
And then
Whoa.
yes.
Hold on.
I
What?
played
Wait.
Tales from the Borderlands and and then I finished all of I was doing all the Telltale games pretty much, and I ended up with doing Tales from the Borderlands because I didn't know what it really was, and finished it. I was like, I've run out of Telltale games. I don't know what to play anymore, but I like the little shiny loot beams. I was like, those are cool, and I love Zero, so like, I'm gonna play Borderlands 2 because it's on sale, and I can play Zero because I can have a katana, and it's fantastic, and that's how that happened.
Okay, but like honest question, how disappointed were you when you found out that Reese is not in Borderlands 2?
I was like, where are all my people? I'm so lost. I was also very lost in Tales because I'm like, what is a gun manufacturer? What are all these people that I don't like? They're talking about this entire world that I have no information of beforehand. So I need to eventually replay it because I have not yet fully replayed it after it's been almost 4 years or so since I've played it. I would know a lot more, I would say, now that I know what I know. For Tales.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And what did you get?
I saw Borderlands 1 advertised in Game and
Wow.
and I was on Xbox 360 and my buddy that I worked with, he bought it and was like, dude, you've got to try this game. You've got to. He had already completed the whole thing. He's like, you got to give it a shot. So I was in the middle of playing Modern Warfare 3, like obsessively playing Modern Warfare 3 pretty much all the time. And my buddy lets me borrow it, and I don't think I ever gave the game back. I think I was like, yeah, no, man. Yeah, I was like, yoink, this is mine now. And I honestly, since then, the only game like franchises that I've put an extensive amount of time into have been Borderlands and Red Dead Redemption. Those have been basically it. So it was like, oh, okay, this is the rest of my life. Cool, awesome. Oh, this game's freaking great. I'm never leaving. So, but yeah, it's the first time I ever saw it was in Game Informer magazine. It was advertised in mid 2009. Question mark 2009, something like that.
Yeah, I think it came out around like I think fall 2009.
Yeah, so I would have seen it. I would have seen it in Game Informer maybe like in March or April something, and saw the art style on it and went, "This looks, I love that." and it was all over after.
Amazing. Well, I just looked it up. The game actually came out. Borderlands 1 came out in October 12th, 2010. Actually.
2010. So, okay.
Yeah. So this was probably one of those like early things. Like, yeah, we just got a test copy and it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Game Informer played a whole of 30 minutes. And we tell you this is the game of the year. So, one thing though that I have not gotten your guys' opinion on, like we know we have talked about like Borderlands, but not all Borderlands, and I'm wondering what you guys think about the upcoming Borderlands movie. Like, there's so much cast at this point, confirmed. What do you guys think of the cast? What do you think the story will be?
You can go first, Asher.
Oh, I'll watch it regardless. I don't care if it's terrible. I don't care. I said this when they first announced everything. I was like, it could be awful. I don't care. I'm still gonna watch it. I'm not gonna make any sort of judgment on it until after I've seen it. So Kevin Hart as Roland, presumably Roland. Who knows what happens if we see the side to him that we've never seen before and he just blows everyone out of the water, right? Could happen. The guy who got casted for Krieg looks amazing and he seems to be really into it. So I think there's a lot of good things to take away from it. But I'll wait before I actually come out and go, it's this, it's that. I'm excited to see it. Mm-hmm. But other than that, wait for it to come out and withhold judgment till then.
Yeah, we don't know like where it's gonna like take place. Like we know Borderlands universe and stuff like that, but like the timeline, no idea really. Like they're just taking, they're taking like all of it. They're kind of, it's just the Borderlands universe, not really going by story of like the games. So we don't know like where it is necessarily. I mean, you can kind of like guess based on like who they've casted. But even yet, still want to see where they go with it and kind of like just like see. Well, I think we could kind of tell them by like if there's a trailer whenever that is released, and I don't know when that would be at all. But so far it's interesting, the casting. They're very A-list celebrities, so it's very strange. I wasn't expecting to be like most of them being A-list. Yeah. Especially like the main characters, like most of them. And yeah, we don't know how much like who's the main character like in the movie really, or if they're kind of like split. And I'll definitely watch it, but we'll have to see.
I mean, seeing cast, it seems like it's between Borderlands 1 and 2 because we have all the Borderlands 1 characters, and if they introduce characters we meet in game, it means that they already probably know each other, and apparently they don't go with the main story. So I guess it's between those two somewhere.
Yeah. That picture of the girl who's going to be playing Tiny Tina sitting on Krieg's shoulders was like, oh, okay. All right. I like where this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like,
Yeah.
would you guys prefer like just real quick? Would you guys prefer to be like a very good rated movie, like it being like I don't know, like a blockbuster kind of thing, or would you rather prefer to be like a B tier kind of movie, like you know the ones that are so bad that they become hilarious and classics?
I could see it going both ways, to be
Yeah.
honest. Borderlands is
Yeah.
like that, where it can be that like so bad that it's good type of humor, stuff like that, or like with the kind of effects that Borderlands has, it could bring it up to like a really good movie, especially like the directors and producers that they have behind it. It could get to that level.
Yeah, like we got a really good cast, and it can really like get the movie into like better spot, even the scenario if it's not perfect.
I could see it. I don't think there's going to be any middle ground, though. I either think it's
Yeah.
going to be really, really good, like that kind of A tier, crazy good, you know, blockbuster level movie, or it's going to be it's literally so bad that we're all just laughing. I don't think there's going to be any with it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, I have a totally different question for you now, guys. A bit away from Borderlands. So you're both streamers, and you both got a lot of funny, crazy redemption points during your streams, and both of you have a special gimmick that I think all of you viewers love too. And I'm gonna ask you if you can show to the viewers that don't know you yet. So sometimes, guys, Tweety goes into very business mode, and Asher sometimes turn into a burb. So if you could see that right now.
Same time.
Same time, yeah, synchronize, guys.
Always gotta grab it.
Like that bird. Here we are. I am totally not terrified at all.
Who are these people? I've never seen them in my entire life. Where's Asher?
Where are our
all
guests?
right, I'm
Oh
gonna put my
my.
headphones back on.
So, this stream has been hacked.
It's
Welcome
changed
our new
very
guests.
very quickly in the past minute.
I think people who are joining us right now like wondering what's happening here and why are those
Hello.
people not
Welcome to
running
the
from
stream at a
here.
very serious podcast.
Yes, of course, we're very
Yeah.
serious and very
And we're fun.
professional. So I want to ask you guys, where did your crazy redeems came from and the idea for those wacky outfits?
I want to know where that bird came from.
I don't know where it came from either.
You can talk
honestly.
about
That
your
was kinda
thing.
happened. I don't. I have no idea. I think I saw it on Amazon the one day and was like, that looks awesome and funny, and it kind of then influenced the rest of the channel. Because obviously, Pyrrhic, you know, all my emotes are bird related. And I think it also kind of stemmed to the one head that I would always wear in Borderlands 3 is the bird collar head. I don't know why. I found that hilarious. Triple G hates that head. Like he gets like visibly angry whenever he sees it. I'm literally not joking. Like I've gotten into a game with him before and he's been like shouting at people for where he's like, that is the worst head in Borderlands. Why do you need to see? Yeah, see, he's already yelling about it. So I think it just kind of stemmed from the bird head or the bird collar head in 3 and just kind of took off from there.
Yeah, mine started as bad karma. Is like, for channel points, you should wear wacky hats. I'm like, that is random. Why would you? What are you saying to me? But I looked it up and I found this hat. I put it on stream gifts where viewers can buy like gifts and it gets sent. And an anonymous person bought it, and it was just like, oh, it's just a funny hat. Like it didn't have a name or anything like that. But I put it on first off and then put it like this. And then said like, oh, it's just like a normal hat if you like flip it around. But then once you put the goggles down, you're in business. So then that's why it's called business mode. It just got turned that way, and then it just stuck. So I have no say in it anymore, and people just redeem it all the time. I just have to wear it.
Yeah, same. All right, I gotta
Yeah,
take this off though,
sure,
because
guys.
this thing is very hot.
Go ahead.
Oh, it sure is.
Welcome back. Little technical
Oh.
break for a moment here.
Yeah, and there's a bow that goes along with it too, and it's atrocious. There's
Oh
a
my.
big bow.
Are you? Oh my gosh!
Yeah. And then they can combo it up, so you have the business mode and the bow at the exact same time. It's
Oh.
called bonus mode, Yeah.
But Asher, you got also a mask redeem, right? And one time I remember you tried to put the mask on the bird, and it looked absolutely awful. And I think you never did it again.
No, well, the thing is, so it's a normal kind of like, mask that you would wear out. But the problem is, when you're wearing the mask, you have to get it up over top of your headphones like that. If you have the bird mask on with it, several people have tried to redeem those in combo, and I really did try, but eventually it was like, this ain't gonna work, guys.
Yeah. Okay, my other questions to you guys is that, back to Borderlands, what is the one thing in like all of the Borderlands series, could be from any game, could be like for a whole series, what is the one thing that Borderlands should be praised for, that the series did really right, good, and it's like outstanding and something that will definitely bring people to this game out of all the games they have to choose from looter shooters? One, the best thing you like about Borderlands.
It's so hard to pick one.
I know.
Hey, I mean,
But it's just like, it's kind of just the universe in general. Like, it's a super different, like, it's dystopian. Like all, like, kind of like looter shooters have kind of like a dystopian world to it. But it's very different in the graphical part of Borderlands. It's very different than most, and it doesn't really age as other games would. So you can kind of go back in the other games, and it's not going to feel like, oh no, like, this is awful. Like, this is horrible graphics. It's hard to look back on it. And it's really, like, it's not that bad to go back to the other games. Of course, you miss, like, some quality of life aspects of the newer games, but it's, like, you can kind of go throughout the franchise and learn all the stories, and it's not, like, it's really nice to go through it again, and there's a lot of details. There's so many details that you can miss just, like, by a couple playthroughs. In thousands of hours, you'd learn new stuff, too.
I think it's just the it doesn't take, the games don't take themselves seriously in a lot of ways. And I think when you're spending such a large amount of time in a game like that, like, I've had, a couple of friends of mine played a lot of Destiny 2 and then watched me play. I didn't do it. There's a fire engine. Hang on a second.
It's fine. It's barely
Okay.
audible.
All right. You can't hear it? All right. Because it's very loud.
Now
for
it's
me.
loud. Okay.
there it is. Now I can hear it.
Yeah, now I can hear it. Anyway, a buddy of mine was playing Destiny 2, and I got him into 3, and he went, "This is great. It's funny. The loot drops are a little bit better. There's no PvP. He prefers no PvP in his looter shooters." On and on and on down the line. And so, I don't know. I think it's a lot of all that. It does loot really well. It does the skill trees really well. The graphics, like Tweety was saying, they do age really well. Borderlands 1, I think, has aged really, really nicely. I think it has. I know some people might agree with that, but yeah, there are a lot of reasons. There's a lot of things that could be praised for, honestly.
I think that's why we're still, like, there's a whole community around it. Like, there's, like, the replay value is there where people can go back and go play the old games too, along with all of the new content that comes out as well.
And lately, I feel like even if people complain about the game a lot of people say that they complain because they want to see it improved. That's why, like, a lot of those complaints are coming because people want to see it still grow and be even better. And I think that's also nice. The people just don't complain just for sake of complaining that they hate this game.
Yeah, it's Reddit. That's where you go if you want to see that on Reddit.
Yeah. Like to this day, if I were stuck on the Borderlands 2 Reddit, I would think that Borderlands 3 is the worst game ever to be made.
Yeah.
All to God, because it doesn't have Handsome Jack in it, and basically, Gearbox made I don't know, someone die for their sins or something. They're livid to this day that this game came out.
Let's stick to Discord, huh? Or Twitch.
Yeah, this is on Discord we have cool comments like buff bad, nerf good. So we have a way more critical approach, as you can see. Now, moving on. This is a very creative question and one I personally like a lot. It's what's one thing you could say about your gun in Borderlands 3 or any Borderlands, but not your significant other? And this is a hard one.
My wife is in the chat right now, so I need to.
It's fine. She's not. Shh.
I need to.
Caroline won't mind. I think. Don't worry.
Nah, she won't.
I don't know.
Oh, this is gonna be.
I
good.
don't even know. I'm trying to think. I'm literally trying to think here.
I mean, Tweety, if you have something in the meantime, go ahead.
I don't know either. I'm gonna be honest.
One good answer we had in the past was, I found this one in a garbage pile.
Yeah. Also, there was a reference to the gun named Baby Maker, and you don't want to call that your significant other.
Oh boy. What? I'm trying to think. Like, you would think my mods give me a hard time enough, so do the people in my chat, generally speaking. You'd think one of them would have come up. But it legitimately never has.
Yeah, triple drop. Like, I love that one
Triples.
pump jump.
Oh jeez. Yeah.
The one pump shot.
No, but yeah, I have 4 kids. So there's been baby maker jokes before, but that's about that's about the extent that it's gone. Yeah, I don't know that I can't think it.
Well,
I know. I
man.
can't think
Can't
of
think
it.
of
if you come up with something, you can always go back to this question. So, Graham,
Yeah,
if you want to
we'll come back to this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
if
was
you
gonna
want to-
say there's like they were
Well,
saying
Wake
that-
up like at 3 a.m. in the morning, like, I know what I want to say. Oh, this is good.
Yeah, I think what Triple G just said right there in chat, I'm 2,000,000% sure that's been said while I was streaming. Like, so that's about as far as those kinds of jokes go.
For anyone watching this after the fact, yeah, the thing Triple G said was, that's a great pull-out method, but not with 4 kids. Heyo. All right, still like, good. Still, I love this question to death. Like, but moving on to maybe something like a little bit more easier question. I hope you guys have played other first-person shooters in the past, because I'm going to ask you what other first-person shooter elements would you like to see introduced in Borderlands?
Any
Be it
mechanics,
Borderlands 2 or maybe the
techniques?
Borderlands 4. Yeah, like movement. This includes like weapons, movement speed techniques, map design, whatever, customization, anything really.
I would like to see some sort of this kind of goes back taking stuff from Call of Duty games, being able to do things like switch out sights, switch out barrels, switch out grip attachments,
cool.
different stuff like that. Because some of them, it's kind of luck of the draw with a lot of times. So I guess some sort of crafting almost, or
Yeah.
just something like that. It would be really, really cool to be able to get like, oh hell, I don't know, be able to get a Jacobs sniper rifle and put a super low zoom sight on it.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Something like that.
yeah.
Because I always liked running ACOG sights on sniper rifles in Call of Duty. It just that's what I like. That's what I like to run on my snipers on that. So being able to a bolt action sniper with like a low zoom,
Or even just an iron sight.
scope, or well, the iron, not so much the iron sights because they already have like the hunted and the hunter and those, or the huntress.
Mhm.
I really like just like the low, or even like a red dot, just like a red dot sight on a bolt action sniper rifle. I don't know, something like that. Just the ability to switch parts in and out, and go, okay, love this gun, hate the sight. Let me grab this sight from this gun, swap it over here, put it on there.
Just add the mirror to every TDR, huh? That's your goal right here.
I mean, hey, if you're lucky enough to get some sort of, you know, a merved TDR and you want to put it on something else, yeah, just pull the merv module off, swap it on. Oh boy, okay, you know what? Never mind. That would get a little bit.
Yeah,
Messy.
that's what I'm going.
Yeah, it's gonna get messy.
Dude,
So,
I
yeah.
think it'd be cool if, like, I don't think it would really fit for Borderlands, but I think it'd be cool to see, like, like assassination animations, like.
Oh,
Like
finisher.
if
Oh
Borderlands
my.
had that, that would
Oh
be
my,
really
that's
actually
a
cool.
great idea.
Like if you sneak on
like-
enemy or something.
Yes, like have
Yeah.
assassination animations of different
Like-
enemies and stuff.
Destiny 2 also has like finishers now that you can
Yeah.
turn and buy. Yeah, those are great. Like, oh, I want to see something like this, and I want to see Mo's dropkick someone.
Oh, that'd be so
All the
sweet.
different ones, yeah.
And then you have like
Yeah.
some for like the specific Vault Hunter, like ooh, like with like the baby bear, and Mo's just calls one down on a person and squishes them.
Stomps, yeah.
I can see
That would be
Amara.
so great.
That's a good idea. I can see
Like,
Amara doing
this is a
fatality of
moneymaker,
sorts,
Gearbox.
you know, like Mortal Kombat level of
Yeah.
Any Gearbox representatives in the chat, write this down. This is a moneymaker. This is a moneymaker.
add it to the vault cards as a reward.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, that would
You
be
can unlock
awesome.
new
Collecting
assassination
those.
animations.
Now, the real question would be, how funny would it be if you tried to do it to like Grave Ward? Like you get his health down to just like almost invisible, and you go to try to do an assassination on Grave Ward.
I can
I
only
feel like the animation would glitch out, and it would be hilarious.
I can see like the glitched out mouse doing suplex to Graveward or something at this point.
Or Iron Bear falls out of the sky, hits Grave Ward, just goes straight off the map then or something. Like
Yeah,
I'd
just
be
like-
into that.
so
That'd be funny. That'd be one of those things where it's like, yep, that's a funny like
yeah. The game not
broken
taking
area
itself
of the
serious.
game. Exactly. Just leave that stuff in. That'd be great.
Yeah, sounds awesome. Okay, guys, I have another question for you. So that's question we ask often on our episodes, which is, what's the story behind your profile picture and your name?
So I played Call of Duty back in the day, and a friend of mine told me to I didn't know what name to have, a username. I was still in the process of that. Someone told me to, like, call myself Tweety, because I liked a whole bunch of, like, Tweety merchandise, like the Looney Tunes and stuff like that. Like, I like Tweety and stuff. But the issue one day was that we were playing Call of Duty Black Ops 1, and there was another Tweety that came into the game. And there couldn't be two Tweeties. That's just not, you can't have that. And I was wrecking their face. And so turned my name into TweetyExpert because I was the expert Tweety compared to them. What happened?
All right.
Mine's my middle name. It was
Only is your middle name?
no Asher. And there's not. I've met in like in person. I've only met one other. Obviously I know there's other one, but yeah, it was my handle on Instagram, and I went, man, we'll just roll with it. It's just easier that way. So that way, if we're in game or doing something, someone can actually say my name for call outs or whatever the case may be. It just, for me anyway, it just made it easier. So mine's not nearly as cool as your Tweety.
So one was about Tweety superiority, and the other one was for utility purposes, actually.
There you go. Yep.
Wow. Well, we always get like new stories here every time. It's amazing. And talking about new stories, well, unrelated still, but I want to know from you two what you guys think is your favorite, or what you consider the best quote from the entire Borderlands franchise. The thing that one quote you can't get enough of.
I'll be honest, Krieg has a lot that they're just, I don't think I can pick one specifically.
Okay, bonus
just
points if you
Krieg's-
yell it like Krieg right now.
Oh gosh. It's just, he just screams out words of blood and babies and scalps. It's smashing. Like I don't. They all kind of mesh into one, but I love them all because I love Krieg. So I don't know if I could really pick one specifically.
Oh, I don't want to yell it. I can. Yeah, Krieg. It's definitely Krieg. Hang on, I'm rolling through everything because I got a bunch of them. I use them as my notifications on stream. So, I constantly hear him in my headphones
It's just in
every
your
day.
brain.
Yeah, he's just in my head constantly. The one that probably caught me the most was in DLC 4 when he shouts straight through the anus during the moon, whatever the moon mission. I don't know. I freaking lost it. Like that whole DLC. I mean, story wise, that's my favorite DLC from Borderlands 3. But good lord, I thought he was good in 2. I thought his lines were even better in 3, or in his DLC in 3. I was rolling.
They were solid.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, because of your notification, whenever I like read something and there is words "love you" in the text, I cannot unhear it in a Krieg's voice, and he's like "love you" every single time.
Love you. No, so one time I was playing Borderlands 2 with a couple friends. We're doing an all Krieg playthrough. And I'd gone in to fight for your life, and my friend came over to pick me up, and the two lines went off simultaneously. Mine went, "Love you," and my friends goes, "Don't make this weird." And it was like the two of them lining up perfectly with each other. Oh my god, it was
Timing moment.
Oh,
Yeah, the only thing better than one Krieg is 2 Kriegs. Let's be honest.
Make it 4. Make it 4.
There were 4 in that playthrough.
Even better.
Hysterical.
Okay, I think we're gonna slowly wrap up in here, our interview. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. It was lovely to have you guys here. I would like to ask before we finish, if you want to add something, say, I don't know, hi to your mods, shout out yourself, tell us when you stream, where you can find you, and we'll start with Tweety.
Just want to say thank you for having me on. It was great. It was lovely.
Thanks for coming.
Shout out just to the Borderlands community in general. It is one of the greatest communities like on Twitch and like just around everyone. Like you say something about Borderlands and you need some help with like anything and someone's got you. Somewhere, anywhere. Like people will come out of the woodworks randomly. Like you need a build, someone either will drop you all the gear or they'll give it to a save file. And the Borderlands community is just absolutely amazing. We are all here for each other. Like all the streamers know each other, viewers. It's like a little part of Twitch that like everyone knows, and it extends outwards like through Discord and everything like that. Like it's like a little town of everyone that knows Borderlands. It's fantastic, and just shout out to everyone that's involved in that. And it's great that I can be a part of it and just have like my own little house on that little community street.
Yeah, I think we all can relate to that to some extent as well. And Asher?
Yeah, same. I mean, I think Triple G said the one day, I forget what happened, but somebody had rated me, and then I rated G, and then G rated someone else. And it was just like the same group of people just moving from spot to spot to spot. And when we got there, in our last stop after G's stream, somebody had said, this is like, it really is like a small town where we just go hang out at somebody's house. And then when we're done there, we all go over to someone else's house and we hang out. We pick up some more friends, and then we go over to somebody else's house and we hang out there for a little bit. And eventually it just, you kind of keep going on and on and on. And it's been unbelievable watching everyone support each other in there. So the community in general, the people who are involved in it. Yeah. And it even goes past, it's gotten to the point where it goes past Borderlands. I mean, you have people who get into unfortunate life situations, and the Borderlands community comes through for him in a lot of cases. So yeah, just all of them. And I have one mod in chat right now who has been with me since a month after I started streaming. So he's been with me basically since the beginning. So it's nice. He's a good mod. I love it.
Feel free to shout out him right now, no problem.
Yeah.
DLC. I see you. I see you in there.
Okay, so
we argue about tacos on. We like taco.
Okay, thank you guys so much. For those who came like halfway through or didn't catch our episode, it's gonna be soon uploaded on our YouTube channel. With the link we're gonna show up in this chat in a moment, so there you can watch all the VOD later. And thank you so much everyone who joined us here tonight in the chat. Thank you guys for being here with us, and we'll see you in the 2 weeks on our next episode. So thank you so much for being here today, and have a great weekend. Bye guys.